Hi, hello, good morning. Welcome to Makers Gonna Make Money Live, where I go live almost every Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time to give you some piece of awesome value that you can take back and apply to your business. I think I have lipstick on my teeth, but that's okay. So today I'm talking to Rachel Morgan from Rachel Morgan Coaching, and she is somebody who is a recent contact. She's fantastic, and she specializes in sales. So she helps you figure out how to take the customers that you have or the followers that you have and convert them into paying clients. And today we are going to talk about how to retain your customers. And in my past life, in my corporate job, retention was one of my favorite metrics ever. It is a hugely important metric in your business to monitor and to figure out how you can improve, because keeping your customers that are existing around is way easier and way less expensive than drawing in new customers. So I'm going to go on here, and then we're going to talk all things retention. And I'm going to take the sweater off because I'm sweating. I have a heater on down here and it's a little hot. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I am so good. I'm ready for a little bit of sunshine in the Pacific Northwest.
Yes. Do you have sunshine there?
Nope.
No.
Not.
No. It's dumping rain here. So,
don't have that yet, at least.
I'm sure it's heading your way.
Yeah.
You're in Linwood, is that right?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So yeah, it'll get there eventually, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Hey, Tony.
Hi guys. Hello. Okay. So we're going to talk about retention today, which I love. I know you love it too.
My favorite topic.
Yes. So can you start just by giving us like a little blip about what you do as a coach, what you're specializing in, and all of those fun things?
Yes. Oh, I love it. So I am a sales coach, and I help more established businesses retain their clients using client experience and sales techniques. Oh, I love it. Thank you, Tony. So I teach you kind of, once you've generated your leads, how to actually close them and then keep them coming back, right? So it's like a lead generation that I focus on specifically. It's more what you do once you've generated them.
Right. Absolutely. Once you have your customers, how do you keep them around and keep them happy?
Exactly. Yes.
So let's go ahead and just jump into it and tell me about, like, why do you think retention, why is it such an important part of owning a business?
Yeah. Well, so this one statistic really just continues to stand out to me. And it's that it takes 6 to 7 times more effort, time, money to attract a new client than it does to retain the ones you already have. And that's like, it makes you stop in your tracks because you're like, okay, well, what am I doing that costs more, right? Like, it takes your time, it takes your marketing efforts, it takes, maybe you're paying for subscriptions to bring people in. It's those sales calls, right? It's all the things that you do to try and get someone to say yes. But when you have an existing client, they already know what you do. They know what you're about. You've worked with them before. They know your process, right? So you don't have to go through those sales calls. You don't have to go through all that marketing to convince them why you're their best choice, right? They're already bought into it. And so it's quicker, it's easier, it's a better experience. And frankly, it's just like more fun, right? Like, don't we all want to just have fun in our business?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Like,
Absolutely.
I know exactly. But client retention is such an excellent way to grow your business and to thrive, right? To have those opportunities to bring in new clients, to have a really solid base of raving fans that just truly love what you do, which generate more income, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and I think sometimes we think that, okay, we've got this customer, they're buying from us. So not that we forget about them, but we just kind of become comfortable, right? With, okay, they're shopping with us regularly, but if we don't take the time to really put effort and energy into them, then they're going to go somewhere else. It's very easy to go somewhere else, right? We're in a very competitive space. Every industry has people that are competing for audience. So it's easy for people to be like, okay, I'm not getting taken care of, so I'm going to go somewhere else,
Right. And if, I think we go, okay, they're not buying from us. I mean, this is a different topic, right? They're going to buy from us eventually. But the truth is like, if they're not buying from you, they're going to buy from someone else. And, even talking about competition just for a second, like any other business that sells a product is your competition, because someone can to spend their money elsewhere, go on vacation or fix their home or do something, right? So the people who are interested in you, we want to retain them, right? We want
Yeah,
them to come back to us and feel confident spending money with us versus someone.
absolutely. So what are the best ways to take care of your customers and retain them so they want to keep spending money with you and investing in you as a business owner?
Yeah. So one of my absolute favorite things to do is to take notes. And I know it sounds so like basic, but literally handwriting notes, right? Taking a pen and paper and taking notes of like, what are they telling you? What are they loving? What do they hate? What is something they desire? What are the people in their lives like? What are their names? What are their pets' names? Like really get to know them and like think about like the relationships you have with friends and your family and that, right? Like, you know, these people inside and out, you know who their children are, you know how old they are, you know where they live, you know what their hobbies are. So why should that be different when it comes to our clients? And it is something that you have to actively work on too and constantly update because of all the conversations you're having. You're going to learn new information as you go.
Mm-hmm. And how do you keep track of that? Because, you know, some people are brand new to their business. They have only maybe 10 customers. Maybe some people 5 years in, they have hundreds of customers. So how do they track that so they can go back to it easily?
So I will tell you from my own experience, I managed a multi-million-dollar store, and my best and easiest way to do this was actually literally keeping a client book. In fact, I'll show you mine. It's like a little binder. And so it's got tabs on here actually. And
Mm-hmm.
I write it all down and it works. And I was able to do that in a multi-million-dollar store. Now I know that um, there are programs like Dubsado, I believe is one. I've never actually used it, but there are other ways you can do that. You can do Google Docs, you could do Excel. You know, you have to kind of get in that system that works for you, but something that is easily accessible, right? So if you're more on the computer, then I would recommend doing something where you can quickly like jump on and take notes. If you're more on your phone, maybe a note folder might be a lot with a lot of clients, but if you're just right? Like you could jot down a quick note to add to something later. Or for me, like I really like to handwrite it out because it's like a process for me to see it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can go to it quickly and then I can write all over it. Like make sure to let this person know about this thing, right?
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Well, it gives us an entry point to talk to people about things other than just sales, because you can't form a relationship effectively with somebody if the only time you're contacting them is to tell them that you have something for sale.
Right. Oh my gosh, I love that. That is definitely my next best tip is that you should reach out often and not always make it about business, because if you're only reaching out about business, they're going to know what that message is before they even open it. And I can promise you they're going to stop opening it.
Yes, absolutely. That's why, like, I talk a lot about when you're sending emails to your email list, they better not all be just buy my crap, you know, because they will not open them and they will unsubscribe. And then all the work you've done to get that person on your email list is for naught, right? Because you wasted that opportunity with too much promotion.
Right. Well, and I think when we do that, we also make it about us and how they can help us by buying from us instead of coming
Mm-hmm.
to this place of serving and being like, I'm here to help you. And if that means giving you knowledge and some tips to kind of get you there, like that is serving, right?
Yes.
And so
Mm-hmm.
it's a mindset shift, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Yep.
And
Yep.
there's so many reasons to reach out, you know, and that's why notes are so powerful, because if you're taking notes and you are listening, you'll know exactly how to reach out. Like maybe their birthday's coming up or an
Mm-hmm.
anniversary, maybe they just bought a house, right? Or a special moment, maybe they have children and someone's getting married, or
Yeah.
there's literally so many reasons to reach out. If you start taking notes, you'll see it
Mm-hmm.
right away.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Totally agree. So what else do you think are great points to focus on when you're trying to increase your retention?
So I would say, okay, another point I would definitely say is really kind of will help you stand out is to send a handwritten card. Literally
Mm-hmm.
thank them. Thank the people that you collaborate with. Thank the people that are interested in what you do or show up. Like just send a thank you card and say, thank you so much. I see you. It's so uncommon
Mm-hmm.
to actually receive that in the mail, right?
Yeah,
I mean, when's the
absolutely.
last time you went shopping and someone was like, thank you, Jessica, so much?
No,
Right?
it doesn't happen, right?
So one
I mean, if you go to the mall, it's just not going to happen there. You know, it's just unfortunately that's not the place where that kind of interaction usually happens. Sometimes, but not
Right.
often.
Well, if you came to visit me at my jewelry store, you would have gotten one
Yeah.
at the mall. But
Yeah.
yeah, the only place I can think of is Nordstrom. And even
Hmm.
sometimes I get these thank you cards and then it ends at that. I never hear from them again. And it's
Hmm.
like, if you just took the time to follow up and get to know me and took notes and things like that, like I would be a customer for life. And
Hmm.
have these customers for life, like they're going to continue buying from you.
Yeah.
And the more that they get to know you and work with you, the more they will eventually spend.
Hmm. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so often, you had mentioned this at the beginning, is we're so focused on that next client. How can we bring in that next person? And I got to get through this person to get to the next one. And there's this like stress of it, right? But
Hmm.
we neglect what we have in this effort to find new people, right? And wouldn't it be better to have the existing client that you're already working with say yes to you again?
Yeah.
And so to me, I know you work with a lot of product-based businesses, like then we have to think about, well, what kind of product are we creating to get people to come back to work with us again, right?
Hmm.
Are we
Yeah.
just creating it to bring in new people, or are we actually creating something that encourages them to want to say yes again?
Yep. Yep, absolutely. And do we understand what they like? Like if we know, okay, this client loves teal and they love
Mm-hmm.
anything, any kind of gemstone jewelry, then I know, okay, if I'm releasing something, then I can start reaching out to them ahead of that to touch base with them and not just show up in their inbox with, hey, did you see this is for sale? Just making sure that we're connecting with them on about something else first. So it
Yep.
doesn't feel yucky, we don't like those yucky salesy conversations.
Oh my gosh, can you imagine if you had this conversation with someone and you were like, I really love jewelry, I really love teal, but I don't see you have that. And you came out with this product that was teal earrings that something I've been dreaming about. And you reach out to me and you're like, hey Rachel, I'm about to launch these earrings. They made me think of you. I can't wait for you to see them. I'm going to be
Yeah.
like, wow, what a VIP experience. Like, why would
Hmm.
I not say yes? You took the time to actually remember that, to write it down, right? Because we take notes, to follow up with me, right? Because that's another
Hmm.
follow up reason, and to personalize it, right?
Hmm.
Instead of
Yeah.
saying, you've
Yep.
got, right? Instead of sending out this mass message where you're like, I have the sale, come buy from me. But if you can
Hmm.
personalize why they should buy from you, you've got a client.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely. And so what strategies can somebody use if they're in a place where they do have hundreds of customers? They can't obviously reach out to everyone every time they drop product because there's just not enough hours in the day. So how would you approach that?
So I would say hire someone to help you specifically with that. It's very, very important. And then another technique I would recommend is have like your client list divided. So maybe you have clients that love earrings. So have a
Hmm.
list of people, like I'm just using your jewelry example, right?
Yeah.
I can speak to that. Have your list of clients that love earrings. So let's say like your launch is just earrings. You have people ready to go that are super targeted that you can reach out to and say, hey, this is for you, right?
Hmm.
And so it's a little bit more personalized in that sense. Whereas like if you had a client that loved necklaces, they're not gonna like not necessarily want earrings. It just really depends, right? And
Hmm.
love it all. You never know, right?
Yeah.
Um, but having a client list, and maybe you divide that in the program that you use. When I do my handwritten notes, I like to color code. So
Hmm.
I'll write it in color code, like this person wants this, and so make sure to reach out to them over that.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Well, and I mean, I think oftentimes before you even drop a product, you can sell a good chunk of it
Yeah.
just by those one-on-one reach outs. And then it builds more exclusivity too for you because you're like, hey, I had 30, and then with my private clients, I sold 20 of them. So I only have this many left. So you're going to want to get on my private client list for a reach out. And that's, you look at the high-end luxury brands like Louis Vuitton or whatever. I can't just walk into a store and buy a bag anymore. You have to be on one of their lists, right?
Ooh, I like that. Yeah, I think that there's this, I don't want to tell anyone that I have an upcoming sale or promotion or launch because it's going to take away from my sales today.
Mm-hmm.
But I will tell you, you want to psychologically tell people early because it gets them to think about it and ruminate it, and they're more likely to spend more later because you told them, and it's not an in the moment decision, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like you just had Black Friday. Tell people about those deals before Black Friday, especially those on your private list. Get that in their head so that they're thinking about it before they see anyone else's,
Yep.
right? So never
Yep.
be afraid to tell someone early.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Absolutely. So, and this is kind of an on the spot question, but
No.
what kind of numbers are you looking at when you're looking at retention? Like what is great retention? What is bad retention? What are your ideas and thoughts on that?
Um, Gosh, okay. So having worked in retail, the average conversion rate is 20%, right? So if you
Okay.
think about how many people walk in, 20% of the people buy, so 80% don't. So
Right.
to me, client retention would be when you recognize someone and they come back, they're buying almost every time. So I think that
Mm-hmm.
conversion rate would be closer to 100.
Okay. Yeah.
In my opinion,
Yeah.
I don't know if I have a good answer for that because
Yeah.
to me, so okay, so another thing that I really believe is that 20% of your clients do 80% of your business.
Yes.
So this is called the Pareto Principle, and it's scary accurate. If you ever look at like your client list, you can zero in and see exactly who is making up 80% of your business. And so I think recognizing who that 20% is can also help you with launches, right? Because you know who to reach out to. It does take time, don't get me wrong, to actually go back through that, comb through it, find out who it is. But once you have it, you know,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
I think if you look at that 20% and you really think, how can I keep them buying from me? And you
Mm-hmm.
consistently buying, then you're doing pretty good.
Yeah. Well, I remember when I owned a boutique, there were probably 10 people, and I can still remember their names off the top of my head that I knew would buy every single time I
Yep.
brought in a new product, really, no matter what it was. And so, and that was because of they liked the product, but also we had a relationship, right? And so they trusted me. And so I knew, okay, if I'm going to drop this in 2 days, I'm going to reach out to all these people because they're going to snap up some of that product ahead of time. And that always worked. And they usually did buy more, because it
Yep.
opens up the opportunity for you to make other recommendations too. If you're going to get these earrings, I also am releasing, the studs that match if you have triple piercings or, whatever it is.
Yeah, exactly. You can remember those people by name and where they lived and what they love. I mean, there's still so many clients in my previous life that I can still tell you about as well because in fact, I'm actually meeting one of them for lunch today. So
Oh, fun.
here I am. I'm not even working in that role anymore, and I'm still have those relationships with people, and it's really incredible. And I don't know who she knows or where that can lead to. And I think the power of client retention, when we're talking about even new business, is that those people, that 20%, are your brand advocates. They're so bought into what you do and they love, and they're always willing to buy from you, like you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
They will naturally lead to your new business because they're going to refer you. They're going to want to talk about you. They're going to want to tell their friends and family how absolutely amazing you are, right?
Yes. Yep.
And then those people that they bring in, if they also have a good experience, are going to tell more people. And that's what we want. It's like this trickling domino effect, right? That's how you're in your new business.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely. Love it. All right. Well, any last notes about retention that you wanted to share that we didn't touch on?
I think that just remember, like, when it comes to sales, like, and retention, like, there's no quick answer. It does take time, don't get me wrong, but the time you put in now really leads to long-term success so that you can grow and thrive and stay open, right?
Mm-hmm.
And don't give up. Consistency is really important. And I think just remember that when you're following up with people, like, it doesn't always have to be about business. It can literally just say, hey, how are you? I've been thinking about you. The holidays are coming. Reach out to people. Ask them what their plans are for the holiday season.
Mm-hmm.
Hanukkah is going right now. Ask them, like, how they're celebrating Hanukkah, or Christmas is coming so soon. Or, if you're a product-based business, ask, like, what they need help with.
Mm-hmm.
For the holiday season, like, who's on their list? Who can you help check off that list right now? Who else is there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what do they need for themselves? I think we forget about buying for ourselves right now too. But
Yeah,
anyways,
I don't.
I could go on. Holiday is my jam, but I just, there's so much power in just saying hello and be patient. It takes time. It's not hard. It's easy. And it's not hard. It's just, it takes patience.
Yes. Yep. Yep. It takes effort and energy.
Yeah,
And if it's not something that you've done before that you're used to, it'll take you a little while to like get in the groove of it and figure
yes,
out what works and what doesn't. And because everybody will have their own style of how they approach it.
exactly. Yeah. And that's okay. Do what
Yep.
is helpful for you and authentic, and something that you're okay with doing. Don't do something that's super uncomfortable.
Right. Absolutely. So before we wrap up, I would love for you to share how people can find you, how they can reach out to you, work with you if they would like to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. So right now I actually have a I'm about to launch my first newsletter, so called Off Script. It's filled with tips and industry news. So if that's something you're interested in learning more about, I definitely recommend popping over to my account. I've got the link in my bio, so you can sign up and get on the list. And then I also work with clients one-on-one for 12 weeks, and I teach you how to increase your client retention. So
Awesome.
yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me today, Rachel. I really appreciate it.
Of course, my pleasure. It was such a great conversation. I appreciate it.
Of course. Have a great lunch with your client.
Thank you.
Now friend, I guess, right?
Yes. Yes. All right.
All right. I'll talk to you soon.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.